Welcome to Mujeres Unscripted, where we amplify the voices of women through unique stories and shared identities. We're Christina,
And Renee.
and each week we dive into candid conversations about culture, career, and personal growth.
Join us as we celebrate the strength and resilience that connects us all. This
It's
is
Mujeres
Mujeres Unscripted.
Hello, everybody. Hola, hola. Welcome to Mujeres Unscripted. I am Renee.
And I'm Christina.
And y'all, we're back to work.
Oh, it's so. I'm not gonna say it's depressing. What I'm gonna say
No.
it came by so
So fast.
That's
So
it.
fast. One of the questions they asked is, what is your goal this year? And I'm like, man, today it was just to wake up at 6 o'clock. That was my goal.
Be there on time.
I can't even think about what my goal is for this year. I'm
Mm.
just trying to get through today with waking up early.
Yeah, it was an early morning for me too, and I was just like, oh, just enjoy the next 5 minutes because I snoozed for 5 minutes. And yeah, it was one of those mornings where I was like, okay, it's that time
It's
of
time of
year.
year. Time to get up. But you know, we had a great morning. We're having a great afternoon. It's been awesome. It's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, a lot
And
of changes.
A lot of changes, positive changes. Just like there's a lot of things going on
in
the world.
Yeah.
And one thing I really want to talk about, and I guess parental advisory.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Just a heads up, if your kids are in the car, this may be a time to either, just maybe turn it down or listen to it
at a different time.
Yeah. It is sensitive information.
But it's important, especially people that have kids, people that have young adults. But what we're going to be talking about is the Epstein list.
Yeah.
We have made it a priority not to talk about politics on this, but I don't, and Christina and I have talked about this. This is not a political issue. We feel it is a societal issue. And one thing that, really bothers me is when someone brings up the Epstein list, they're like, well, Democrats may be on it too. To me, that's not an excuse to not release them, because if the Clintons are on there, they need to go to jail too. It doesn't, to me, I don't care which side of the aisle is on that list.
Right.
Something needs to be done. I don't care if it's an entertainment person. They need to be, I don't care, because I have kids. Christina has kids. This has become such a problem.
No, it's been politicized. Okay,
Politicized.
It's been a long day. Thank you. But yeah, how unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
Because we're dealing with children and young adults who have been manipulated into certain situations, and here we are, people trying to protect them or make it a Republican or a Democratic issue. Enough. That's not the point.
It's not the point.
It's about us being able to protect our children from predators, right? And unfortunately, the wheels of justice just aren't moving fast enough on this issue, and that's the sad part.
It is the sad part.
Right.
It is the sad part. As teachers, we see how statistics in jails go, and what I noticed is pedophiles, they always get out
With good behavior.
with good behavior or whatever. Their sentences usually are not as long as, say, someone got picked up for marijuana. And I never understood that, and so I did some digging, and they know they're going to come back. So instead of keeping them, they're like, hey, we'll just send them out. They're going to get in trouble again. And a lot of times because our justice system is privatized in a lot of states, it's all about money. And that's job security. You know that he's going to come back. They're going to come back.
That works at the jail, for that person that owns the jail. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's sad.
Isn't it sickening?
Because it's our kids. Our kids are the ones that are hurting. And unfortunately, as teachers, we do see this happen. We do see this happen a lot to our kids. You can just see the differences in behavior and especially in um, the communities of people of color. A lot of times that gets swept under the rug.
Yeah. No one talks about it. No one tells, right? We don't teach our children to, hey, if someone's touched you, let me know. I know for a fact that for, communicating to my son, that his body is should be always protected, and if anyone were to ever violate that, he needed to come tell me. And we always had the conversations of what the proper names of his body, so that he could tell me. He could tell me, Mom, someone touched my penis, or Mom, someone touched my butt.
Yeah.
He was always very curious of why Mom, why are you telling me? Because there's people out there who will touch you, and they shouldn't be touching you.
When the kids were younger, we taught them that that's their business. Because like 1 and 2 years old, we didn't want to bring up the word penis, right? So we were just like, that is your business. No one should be touching your business, because that belongs to you and only to you.
Right.
And so as they got older, we use the correct terms, vagina, penis, but they always have that, it's my business. It is mine. So my girls don't like having those short shirts. They don't like when they raise up their hands. You can see that they don't. They like the longer shorts. They like being covered up, which is not an excuse for someone to violate you at all.
Of course
I'm not saying that either. But from a young age, we have taught them that they're not nice people in the world, and some of those people may be related to you. You know, and that if anyone makes you feel uncomfortable, whether it's just sitting next to you, talking too close to your face, so it doesn't have to be the actual violation. It could just be that uncomfortability.
Yeah, boundaries, space.
Yeah. Come and let us know. Come and let us know. And I'm pretty sure parents have had these conversations, but what does it say? Your brain isn't fully developed till you're 25.
Right.
Which is why you see some of these girls coming after Epstein and other people that they were in their 20s, and people are like, well, they were adults. But if we're going by science, they're still not able to make
if
those.
There's a wonderful manipulator in front of you. Are you really going to see through that?
Right.
No. I mean, I'll be the first one to say no. I mean, even in my 30s, someone who's wonderful knows how to play that game. I just might fall for it, you know? And not to say that, we're not smart enough to pick, but it's going to take experience to figure that out. And then wonder and look back at your life and the choices you made before, like, oh, holy, that situation wasn't safe for me. It's only then that you start realizing, wait, I should have made a better choice. So.
But, excuse me. I just know Christina brought up a point that said most.
One thing I saw, and it was somewhere online, of course, that overprotective mothers were underprotected daughters, and that really hit home for me. I remember. I just remember my own experiences, and I was a child. I was about 5-6 years old, and I remember our next door neighbor molesting me and having me do certain things that, no 5-year-old should be doing, and I never told anyone, and I remember my father was really good friends with the family, and we had stopped in San Antonio to visit, right? And sure enough, he was there. And I just stood next to my dad the whole time. And at that time, I'm about 12 or 13 years old, and I knew by then that was wrong, right? Because I went to school and people talk about it. And, but I was just always like, I'm never going to talk about it, never going to say anything to my parents. I don't know what they would have done. Maybe I was more scared of what they would do, but yeah, I mean, it's only when you're older that you realize that wasn't safe for me.
Mm-hmm.
And how did I not know? You know, you kind of almost blame yourself, but that was not, that was, yeah.
If I no.
And so, of course, I've become that parent that I'm always around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm listening without, you know,
Right.
being that nosy. I am that parent that, you know, son, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, okay, leave your door open.
Doors are open.
You know, you're hanging out at so and so and so and so and so and so. Okay, make sure there's an adult. But even then, I have to make sure that
Yeah.
I trust that adult too.
And you know, I've noticed too, for at least for my kids, they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
They don't pay attention. They don't notice things. And you know, growing up, and I'll tell my husband, like, Ephraim, do they not have common sense? Like, what? How do they not pay attention? But, and I saw this online. The reason why is because they're kids. We weren't able to be kids.
Yeah.
We weren't able to hang. I mean, we could hang out and stuff, but we never had parental, supervision all times of the day.
Right.
Whereas now I'm like, why are you not on? Why? Why can I
can I
not get a hold of you?
Yeah.
Put me on video.
That's right.
You know, and we didn't have that.
That's right. That's right.
And you know, my version of not being protected is I didn't have rules.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had 3 rules. Don't get arrested, don't get pregnant, and don't flunk a class. I didn't have a curfew. I had cousins that were DJing clubs. Hey, you want to come along? I'm like 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Saw things I shouldn't have seen, you know, at the places I was at. And so I think, like you said, we've become more, you know, my kids want to go to the mall, and I'm like, I can't. There's 4 of y'all. I can't like keep eyes on everybody,
Right.
especially now with the teenage daughter and an 11-year-old daughter, which I know it happens to boys too, but we see that it's girls majority, and so it's just like I go into full panic mode, and nothing's happening. We're
Right.
just walking in the mall, but in my mind, I am looking at every exit, every person.
Yeah.
Why are you looking over here? Why? And I just can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't, because we hear about it, and I'm pretty sure, you know, it happened a lot back in the 70s and 80s. I mean, you would hear people hitchhiking from Galveston to South Padre.
Right,
you know,
right,
they're
yeah.
hitchhiking, and we look back now and be like, what the hell?
What were they thinking?
That they just wanted to get to Padre and their
Yeah.
parents couldn't take them, or, you know, I wanted to go to the mall and I'm just going to ask a friend, hey, take me, you know, and it just, and every once in a while you'd see someone on a milk carton, but that was the extent.
I know.
Where now you hear all these
Yeah.
people, and it's just so sad, and I don't know why we can't see who's on this list.
Why they're being protected?
Right.
Why is it that they're being protected and not, you know, these
The
young girls, the
victims.
victims, these young people?
It really bothers me when it comes to stuff like that, because even before, when I had kids, because a lot of people are like, oh, because just people shouldn't do that to children. Point blank, and the period. They're, you know, and I see this on Facebook all the time. If a dog or an animal attacks a child, what do they do to that animal?
We know what to do with that.
They put him to sleep.
They gotta be put to sleep. Yeah.
Why is it different for a pedophile?
That's,
You know, and even in jail, they're protected. They have them in a whole other like cell block area, because they know that
I've always been curious about that code. Right?
Yeah.
I've always been curious about why is it that one, they're protected, and when you're in jail full of, you know, people who've made really bad choices,
right.
why are they the group that protect? Because the rest of the people in there somehow, no matter what they did to land in there, they have this thing about these type of men or women,
Right.
that they would kill them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they would cause harm to these people. Not that I'm condoning anything, you know, but wow, what a code.
Yeah.
Within that the jail system.
That even someone that had done a heinous crime can even see this person as
You're crazy.
you need to die because you hurt a child.
He's coming after kids. Yeah, he's, I mean.
But like you said, and they're protected in their own area.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That I never understood that either. To me, no. Let 'em go.
Everybody.
If the person that got charged with marijuana is on the same yard with the person that killed another person, a murderer, throw that pedophile out there too. See what happens.
Yeah, which again, that's the.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's. But if you look back, we're history teachers. If you look back through history, it always seems as the predator is always protected.
People made some bad choices, ended up on this list, and now they. But okay, so, and I'm not even saying the fact that you knew, you were associating with these people who were doing. You knew. You cannot tell me you did not know. Just whether it's this case or Diddy case,
Yeah.
You always knew what was happening. Now it takes a lot for you to turn around and say, you know what, this isn't my scene.
Right.
I gotta go. That's at least you left.
Yeah.
But no one said anything.
No one said anything. And when the whole, speaking of Diddy, he got acquitted on quite a few charges, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, this is why girls don't speak up. Same thing with R. Kelly.
Yeah. They were so scared to say anything.
And it's even to the point where the girl was like, that's not me on the video. Like,
It's
what?
you, sweetheart. It's you.
And the fact that even now, even with the Diddy case and R. Kelly and all these other, Cosby and everything,
Yeah.
people, they still think that they got the raw end of the deal. And I'm like, we all saw the Diddy Cassie video where he beat her up.
Yeah. I was shocked through that. So yeah.
So I'm like, if she's been telling the truth about that, why? And I've had conversations with people who's like, well, why didn't she tell? I'm like, well, we don't know what he was telling her. Again, it goes to the manipulation, the grooming,
the threats. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but think about how long it takes to keep someone in that cycle. These people really put in the effort and the intentions to groom them, to break their spirit, their soul, their and to just be the end all and be all for
like
them.
a shell of a person just to fulfill what that person wants.
Yeah. I mean, are we living in that society?
I hope not.
Well,
I hope not. But every day we see something.
Well, listen to this. I came across a video. And as educators, I'm always looking for something new, something to add to my room, or buy, because we buy stuff. I came across a parent. Listen, I love how that went into the segue here. That next segue is parents refusing to buy any school supplies. And I'm like, how is it that you don't want to buy school supplies for your kid? I bought school supplies for my kid.
Yeah.
I was like, and he's a high school senior now. And so how do you not? How do you not? And you're going to leave it up to the teacher and the rest of the school community to pay for your kiddos, to supply for your kiddos. And you wonder why we ask for 3-packs, 4-packs. Because we have parents out there who are believing this, that they don't have to. That they don't have to parent.
That they don't have to parent. And maybe that's why we're seeing more issues in our society today, because a lot of parents don't want to parent.
They don't want to parent. They're done. But you had them.
But your kid's in 5th grade. You can't be done.
You can't be done.
Exactly. You still have the responsibility to take care of these kids.
Yes. They still need to be molded. And now, if you're going to leave it up to me.
Yeah.
And to educate and
Parent,
and
your
parent.
your child.
Pretty much. Don't come up here screaming at me for being that parent,
Nope.
because you just gave me the loophole to do that.
Yeah.
And if we're not protecting our children, if we're not providing with the needs to be good, productive citizens, then what are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Like I just saw a video of 3 little boys, big old bags stealing from I think Walgreens, CVS. Did you see? You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly what.
And they locked them in, right?
They lock the doors.
And
If your parent ain't here to parent,
that.
Walgreens or CVS better parent.
And did you hear how those kids were talking?
Ooh. Para arriba, para abajo, donde quiera. They
I'm
were
telling
all
you.
over the place.
So then the mom.
I didn't see that part.
So that's how I found out. The comments were dragging this lady because she was just like, well, it ain't my fault. Da, da, da. So you could tell where the entitlement was coming from.
Yeah.
And who knows? She may have sent him out and told him to do it.
I know, she might have been.
You know, I saw that when I was working at Gap. This woman came in with 2 kids and in their coat pockets, and they still were in elementary school. They had like a little tool. So she was already teaching them how to take the thingies off at Gap.
Oh my goodness. What do we...
Yeah, and so we pay attention, we lock the doors, we call the police, and we're like, they're kids. Like she didn't go around taking the clothes.
No,
it was the kids.
Oh.
So
their loophole.
yeah, it wasn't me.
Right.
My kids were stealing.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Press charges on a 5-year-old?
And we did.
You had to. It's a life lesson, buddy.
I mean, as sucky as it sounds, but
Yeah. I mean, when you're that, is it that, are your times that drastic that you have recruited your children right up into Target, grab a basket and say, we're going to fill it up with everything we want, and then roll
walk out.
How bad is your situation?
I don't think bad at all.
It's not that bad.
Because they're walking into Target probably with Jordans
Yeah.
and all these other, like our kids here.
Yeah.
They can't bring a pencil, but I'm pretty sure their outfit costs like $300.
Well, times are changing, right? Times are changing. Let's hope that,
Yeah, but it just,
bless their hearts. I mean, they're...
you do feel for the kids.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're seeing on the video and they're like, fuck this and you're a bitch. And they're like 3rd graders.
I mean, they were like that with the words. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, let me catch up. But I'm just, if you're going to do that, teaching your children to commit adult crimes, society, right? Again, back to this whole court. We're all going to have to pay for it, right? And prices and things like that, products. But that's only going to benefit the prison privateers, right? The prison systems, because they're getting ready for it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're seeing the trends.
In
they
case
know
you
exactly
don't,
what
in
they're
case
doing.
you don't know, we as educators are taught the school pipeline to prison. We have seen the data, and
It's unfortunate, and it always makes me sad that I didn't go. I'm not in this profession as long as I've been, which is 24 years, to say, yeah, I've been part of that pipeline, and I refuse to believe that. But does it exist? Yeah. It's an unfortunate truth that it does exist, and that if our students and our families are not taking advantage of what the public school systems are offering, again, not trying to make this political at all, then the pipeline to prison is always there.
yeah,
It's gonna follow us. We're their number one market,
yes,
right? And we need to be, we need to be on top of it. We need to be on top of our kids. Who they're with, why they're with them, the choices they're making when they're with them. I mean, yeah, it's an unfortunate truth.
And I know it's hard sometimes when people get pregnant young,
Hmm.
and that's fine. Sometimes they have a support system, sometimes
Yeah.
they don't. Um, and I feel for you if you don't have a support system and you had a child young, but you still have to parent that kid.
You still have parents. Yeah. If you're going to keep them, as far as when I say that, I'm talking about if you're going to make the decision to, give them up for adoption, and again, there's always an avenue like an abortion. Of course, depending on the state you're in, right?
Right.
Um, in the end, keeping them means you're going to parent.
Yeah.
And
It's
that-
not easy.
It is not easy. It is not easy parenting.
It is not easy parenting. It's expensive.
It's, yeah.
It is time consuming.
I've invested in this human being for 18
You know what I
years now.
mean?
I need, and Diego and I have really been talking a lot about college and the expectations and the benefits and then afterwards and what it means to have that degree. And it's just one of those conversations that if
You said it right there, though. Conversations. I talk to my kids. My husband talks to my kids. You and Mondo talk to your kids. Think about how much our parents talked to us about what was really going on in our lives. Mine didn't
No, not as much as we would have liked. Yeah.
at all,
For
and,
real.
and definitely not as much as I talk to my own kids. And I think that's a lot of times that I get it. We come home tired. We come home mentally exhausted. We may not do a lot of physical activity, but mentally we are drained when we get home. And sometimes I do want to just be like, oh my God, just get away from me, like for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Just find you something, but you can't.
Breakfast for dinner, everybody. Get your
Yeah.
cereal.
But you can't.
But you can't. And not every night can be breakfast for cereal.
Yeah.
That's right.
Um,
That's right.
I don't ask my kids, what did you learn today? Because yes, I do want them to learn, but I want them to be good people.
Yes.
So I always ask them, how did you help someone today?
Oh, lovely.
Did you help anybody? Oh, I opened the door for so and so, or I helped so. Okay,
Good job.
that's my first question. Most of the time is, did you help anybody
Yeah.
today?
Every time I drop off Diego at school, my even with Fia now, I always tell him make good choices.
Yeah.
And so when they get back in the car, hey, what choices did you make
There
today?
you go.
That's our conversation, right? Because I do want to know what they did today. That's my way of kind of being
Yeah.
that parent. But you gotta parent, peeps.
Yeah.
You gotta parent, and no, it's not easy. It is the toughest job
Mhm.
on earth to raise human beings.
To be good human beings.
To be good human beings.
It's hard.
It's hard. And yeah, there's some people who haven't been good human beings lately.
Yeah.
And go back and to, I don't know, wrap
It up. Mm-hmm.
I really want the justice system to do its job.
I do too.
So
Again, I don't care who's on the list.
this isn't about Democrats or Republicans at this point.
It's not a political issue. To me, it's a societal issue. If they are in entertainment, if they're in politics, I don't care. I need to know who, and they do need to have justice served.
Yeah, consequences for their behavior, for not saying anything.
That's the other one.
If the majority of the people didn't say anything, you're part of the problem.
You're part of the problem.
You're part of the problem.
Just like I think when fights, people video fights.
Oh,
The person videoing should be in trouble
you're
too.
part of the problem. Yeah, for sure.
So
Totally agree on that one.
yeah. So all right, guys.
Tough conversations.
Tough conversations, but hopefully you're having these conversations with your kiddos too. It's not nice and pretty sometimes to be a parent, and this is just kind of one of those times when you just have to age appropriate, of course,
Of course.
but you do need to have these conversations with your kiddos. And if you don't know how, there's plenty of
resources.
If you want to know how and you don't know how, ask us. We can get you to the right resource for for whatever you may need help with if it comes to communicating with your child
Yeah.
about anything. I think that's an educator's heart, is we care about the kids, and we
Yeah.
want to make sure that they're okay.
Yeah,
They're okay,
for sure.
because we've seen plenty of kids that are not,
No.
unfortunately. So, all right, guys. Next time, we promise we'll be happier.
Well, it might be the first week of school, so we're gonna plan accordingly.
Yes. But thank you so much for being here, and have a great day.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Adios.